What's up, guys? So recently I've been looking into the new features in 5.5 Unreal, and I came across what's called instanced actors. So this is the instant actors, and it's a new feature designed to reduce the overhead of having too many actors in your game world. So you can think of it as instant static meshes, but for actors that are interactable, and you can like interact with actors while they will have less overhead than actual spawned actors. So it's cool if you have a lot of actors in the scene. But the issue is that this plugin, even though a lot of people want to use this, but there isn't actually a lot of or any documentation at all. Even if you open up the documentation page, this is just almost empty. So I decided to look into it myself and try to implement it, and I am recording this video to just so everyone else also knows what I know about it up till this point. I kind of managed to make it work in some way, but yeah, we'll see. So here we have an Unreal 5.5 fresh project. It's a first-person project. Uh, and then we need to enable some plugins first. So of course the first plugin that you need to enable is the Instanced Actors plugin, which will automatically enable some other plugins. Another plugin that you might need is the data registry. It did not get enabled by itself, so I'll enable it here. I don't think it's super important, but yeah, it was throwing some warnings, so I decided to fix that as well. And then you need the gameplay. You need the mouse gameplay as well. Yeah, and the game features. I think it's called game features plugin. Yeah. So you need these four plugins: the game features, the mouse gameplay, instanced actors, and the fourth one, which is an optional, but you might get issues if you don't do this. So the last one is the data registry plugin. And once you enable this all, you will need to restart your editor. The editor is started now, and you can verify that your plugin is enabled by clicking on any actor here and just go to the actors panel, and there you will see an convert to instanced actors entry here. So that means your plugin is working now. Now to actually use that plugin, let's do it in a good way. Let's create a folder here called instanced actors, and here I will first create a blueprint class of actor. Let's name it BP my instanced actor, and here there is some setup that is needed, and it's important. So you will need a static mesh to represent the actor in the world. So I have this static mesh, and I will use the pistol, and here is the pistol now, and let's make the scale a bit large so it's easier to interact with later when we try to trace it. So let's make it 3, and I'll just place it here for now just to see what happens. So this is how my actor looks. I will create some copies of it. And then one more thing that you need to do in the blueprint is you'll need to add the instanced actors component. That is really important for the for the actor to work, or for the actor to um, talk with the instance manager and tell it that I am an instance and I need to be replaced by an actual actor. So this is really important. And one more thing that you need to do if you are working with multiplayer, since this plugin is multiplayer supported, so that's also a cool thing. So if you're working with multiplayer, then you will need to set the replicates to true, and also the instance actor component replicates to true as well. I will not do it right now because I'm not testing it in multiplayer, but I did test it with multiplayer and it was working great. So, yep. Now if you just try to select all of these actors and then go to the actor and then convert actors to instanced actors, then you will actually see the instanced actors, but you will also get the warning that I was getting. So I will try to fix this warning as well. But first let's see how our actors look. Now if I unselect it and if I select it again, then you can see that I only have one actor now, which is the instanced actors manager component. And all of these actors are part of this component. So there's no gun actors or my instance actors anymore here. But let's go to our character and see if we can interact with our original actors or not. So I'll go to the first person character, and what I'm going to do here is go to the event tick, and I'll do a line trace by channel, not a multi-line trace, normal line trace by channel. And I'll try to do a trace from the eye point. The start point will be the eye point itself, and then the end point will be the forward vector times, make it a float, maybe 500, and then I will maybe just put it here directly and see if it looks good for one frame, and then I will just try to test my trace here first. I don't see my trace for some reason. Maybe I need to add this to this and do that. Now I have some kind of trace. It's not really a good trace, but it's a trace, so yeah, it's working. Now let's see if what we get out of here. So if we just break our hit result and cast it to an actor, or cast it, or we don't even need to cast it, we can just like get display name and try to print that. Let's see what happens. This is actor 2, actor 1, actor 0, voila. So we have all of our actors and the cast is correctly determining the individual actors, even though this entire thing right now this looks like a separate actor, because it is a separate actor at this point. But if I go out here, then you can see that my actors got deleted because they're not representing individual actors. Now they're representing an instance instead. So now you can see that these actors got created again because I moved the camera here. But if I move the camera back again and then try to click them, then you can see that these actors are just instances, part of this instanced actors manager. So as soon as I get close, they get converted to real actors, and the scale is big because I set the scale of the actual actors to be bigger. But since when it's creating instances, it will not use the scale of the actual component, but instead it will create a new static mesh of scale 1 and replace it with that. So, but you can see that the instances are being created, and destroyed correctly as with relative to the camera position. And I'll also tell you how to set the camera position or the distance on which this actors get destroyed or spawned. And I will also tell you how you can fix that weird warning. And this warning is actually talking about something useful that you can do, which is basically the setup that you can create some presets for different actors on what would be the distance for individual actors or not. So first I'll tell you how to do it through project settings, how to set the distance through the project settings. If you go to the engine and or maybe in the, I don't know which section it was in, but yeah, okay, in the engine we have the instanced actors. And if we go here, then we have the grid size. And this grid size is basically the distance at which the actors or the instances get converted to actors. And when the player leaves this radius, then the instances or the actual actors get converted back to the instances. So this is right now 24,480 centimeters. So this is like 244 meters. But you can change it to like maybe 500 centimeters, so it's like 5 meters. And okay, so now I will tell you how to fix that weird warning about the actor class settings registry or whatever. And I will also tell you how you can set the properties for these actors. The properties would be how far you need to go to make the actors turn into instances, or how near you need to be for the instances to convert into actors, and if the instances will cast shadows or not, or all the stuff related to the instances. So you'll need to create something called instance settings, and I'll tell you how you can do that. And that's what this warning is saying, that you don't have an actor class settings registry. So here comes the other plugin that we enabled lately, the data registries. So you can read about what data registries are here and how to quickly make a data registry. I'll not go into the details of what a data registry is or why you need them, but it's all here. I'll just directly dive into how to create one. So in the content instanced actors, I will go to the miscellaneous, and there will be this data registry. I will create a data registry, and I will call it dr instanced actors. And here I need to know the registry type, and this is important. This is super important. You need to go to your project settings. Under the instanced actors, there is the actor class settings registry type, and you need to write it exactly like that. Instanced actors class settings. In here, instanced actors class settings. It should be exactly like that, because this registry type need to depict which type of registry you're creating. So this is this. Otherwise, the instance actors plugin will not be able to find this data registry. And in the item struct, you need to give the type of the actor class settings, the same as this one, instance actor class settings, and then you need to add at least one data source, and you can do a data table source here, and in the data table you will need to create a data table. So I will create a data table in the instanced folder, and I will name it dt underscore instanced actors settings, and I'll do a save. And in here I also need to say instanced actor class settings, not the base one, the instanced actors class settings. And then I can open up this data asset and start adding stuff into this. So here you need to add a row for each of the actors that you want to convert into instances. Right now we just have one actor called BP, my instanced actor. Now one thing that is super important is when you add a new row, you need to name the row the same as the name of your instance. My instanced actor. So I named it exactly like BP my instanced actor, which is this, the BP my instanced actor. If you don't do this, then it will still not find the BP my instance actor as a matching class in the actor class registry. So once you do that, you can hit the save button and try to go to the DR and press refresh, and nothing appears here. The reason for that is if you go to the output log, you can see that it says cannot validate data registry this and that because it's not registered. Now you need to register this data registry. So what you do is you go to the project settings and go to the game data registry, and in the directories to scan you add one directory and choose your instance actors directory, which contains this dr instance actors. And now you go to this again and press refresh, and then you can see that your actor started to appear here. Now I go to the first person map again and just delete this for now and go to the content browser and add few of my actors again. And if I go to the message log and clear this for now, and in my level, if I go again and do the actor, convert actors to instance actors, it still says the BP my instance actor C doesn't have a matching class or super class entry in the class registry. So let's try this again. Let's copy the entire name, go to this, paste the entire name, and then also add the underscore C because the message log says it needs to be underscore C, right? And then save it and go to the DR, refresh it, go here, delete the instanced actors, and then add them again. Go to the actor, convert actors to instance actors, and now you can see the message log did not pop up. This is, I promise you, this is the old one. It didn't pop up this time. So yeah, now if we just delete them again and just to be sure that it's all good, I will place all of the actors again, select them, go to the actor, convert actors to instance, and now there is no error. And what's the benefit of doing this is that now you will have control over these actors. So if I go super close to them just to see how they look, they're instance actors manager, play, and you go close to them, they will, based on some distance, convert to actual actors. So right now there's only one of them converted to a real actor. If I go closer, then the other one will get converted and so on. But you can also have control over that. So you created this data asset, right? Or the data table. If you go into that data table and you just named your actor here, but you also have some override settings here, so you can manually play with these settings to change how your instances look. So we have this data asset, right? The DT instance actor settings, and in here we can tweak our actor. And for example, right now the max actor draw distance is 1000. That means that your actors will pop in, the actual actors, after your player is within the 1000 meters or 1000 units distance. If I change it to maybe 50, then save it, and then delete this, and then I also need to refresh the data registry every time I change something in the data table. That should be noticed. Yeah. So now if I spawn the actors again, place the actors again, and then actors convert to instance actors, and then if I try to play now, then if I get close to them, only then will they actually pop up. Something happened to that one for some reason, but yeah, I need to be super close to them for them to pop up. Maybe that's why they're bugging, because like 50 is really small distance. So here the popping up of the middle gun is not actually a bug, but actually a really cool feature of the plugin. And it's that when you're a certain distance close to the instances, they will get popped up. That's one way of popping them up. That will be the distance that you set in the data asset that I'm going to show you. But another way to get your instance pop up is by actually interacting with them. So here I did a line trace to the middle instance, and since the line trace uses the resulting actor and calls a function on them, so the plugin decides that yeah, that this instance now needs to be converted to an actor to actually get that name, and it does that even if I am not in the proximity of that, or the proximity that I said. So even if I'm still really far from the actual instance, the instance will still get popped up because I'm doing some interaction with it. So that's why it's super cool. So maybe let's change that to maybe 500 and save it. Delete them, go to the DR, refresh it, and then place the actors again. Play it. I have my actor, 1, 2, 3, whatever. I go back. Oh, I forgot to convert them to I forgot to convert them to the instance actors. And so actor convert to. By the way, um, if you have like an actor that is super far away, it might not get detected by your conversion. So these are it will get detected by your conversion if you select it. But if you select it like this, then it depends if it will create one instance for these three actors and one instance for this actor alone. It depends on the project settings that you have set. So this is the grid size of this is how far your instance can be for it to be a part of a specific instance actor manager. So if your instance is more than 10,000 centimeters away, and let's try doing that. Let's try to put it maybe more than 10,000 centimeters away, and then if I try to create an instance or convert them to instance actors, it will create two instances. One instance will be that super far actor, and the other instance will be these three actors which are close by. So this project settings basically control how far your actor can be for it to be part of an instance manager. Yeah, so that's how you create. Yeah, we can try to see as well that if our actors are popping in. So our actors get popped in when we are within the 500 centimeter radius, and they get popped out when we go back. And our actors are working correctly now, so it's good. Yep. So that was about the instanced actors. I tried to search and I couldn't find any documentation about it, so I decided to do some of my own experiments and research, and that's what I was able to figure out. So yeah, if it helps someone, yep. So if you like the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you wish. And bye bye.